It's your girl Vee.
And it's your girl April Love.
And welcome to a new episode of Love Unlocked Talk. So this week we're going to be talking about girl code. But before we get into that, I just wanted to put out a disclaimer from our episode last week about Kevin.
Last week. It was the week.
It says a week ago.
It was a week before last, so that was last week.
Well,
And
it says a week ago.
It
I'm
was
just going
2
off of what the
weeks ago.
channel says. About 2 weeks ago about Kevin Samuels. So what I want to say is we don't mind the conversation. You know, disagree with us. We welcome that. We want to have that conversation. We don't even dispute the things that you guys are saying. Like, a lot of what you guys are saying is pure facts. We never said it wasn't. But when you guys start to slander and fat shame and just be childish, that's when you gonna hit this block party, because I will block you so quick, okay, and you won't have to look at us no more.
Well, the only thing that I'm gonna say, because I expected there to be guys to come and have stuff to say and disagree with us, because that's the way, and I was new to Kevin. I wasn't true to it.
Right.
I was new to it. So when I started to see okay, there's a lot of people invested in how he thinks, I kind of expected people to say whatever. The only thing that I would say to it is we really didn't bash Kevin. You know what I'm saying? The only problem that, honestly, truthfully, the only real problem that I have with watching Kevin's videos is the level of disrespect. And it's not about being candid and being direct. It's being disrespectful. Yes, you could tell the truth, and you could do it in a respectful way. You could say, look, sis, most men, they want this, whether they say it or not. They want this. This is what they want. This is what they don't want.
And we don't disagree.
Exactly. But when you start attacking someone or making them feel less than, and you can sit here and say, okay, well, he's just telling, no, he's being disrespectful, because there's no reason why. What at the end of the day, if you come and you watch a video and you say, oh, you're fat, what am I? Okay, I guess I need to lose some weight. Okay, cool. But at the end of the day, if you continue to come at it like that, well, I can't have, you can't have a conversation with me because I'm fat. What?
It's childish. It's childish. You all you're showing is that your lack of communication skills. You can't make your point without being disrespectful, and so that's when I'm gonna have to cut the cord. And you have a good life. You don't need to be here, because this ain't the page for you.
But it's all good, y'all.
And it's all good. Please comment. We love it. We welcome it. We said we
Yes.
wanted you guys to comment. We wanted to have the conversation, and we still do. You guys are still commenting. Thank you for the support, because you're here. But other than that, we're gonna move on to this week's episode of Girl Code.
Yes.
We are talking about the whole shenanigans of Porsha and Fallon's husband. What's his name? Simon. Fallon's husband and Simon, and said side chick who is now speaking out. There is a lot. This story is messy.
It just got so messy.
It got so messy, and I'm low key embarrassed for Porsha.
Yeah, no, I'm high key embarrassed. Actually, before it even got, so I don't really watch the Real Housewives.
I didn't watch this season either because it was trash, but I did pick up bits and pieces. I did see the wild stuff.
Well, I was one of those old school Housewives watchers.
Yeah, with Nene and Kim.
And then I kind of left, because I used to watch them, and I think it was New Jersey that I
watched New Jersey too.
But then when it started really blowing up, and that's kind of, reality shows are really only good for maybe those first 2 seasons. That's when it's kind of real.
Yeah, that's when it's real.
Yeah, but then after that, it kind of gets okay.
It's very Hollywood and very scripted and very just
right. So when it gets to that point, that's kind of where I kind of back. But I am familiar with Porsha. I have seen her on the show, and I know that a lot of people do like her. She's one of like the favorite.
I'm one of them. She is my favorite. I was just telling April Love that Porsha is a good time, okay? I would go on vacation with Porsha all the time if I was single. Like if I wasn't married, because my husband would never let me go out with Porsha. But Porsha is like my like single spirit animal. Like I love her turn up. Like it's just
she's
so.
Not single anymore.
Well,
yeah, she's not single.
Her single pre Simon turn up was just everything, and I love that about her.
Yeah.
Let's give some backstory for people that don't know. So what's happening is Porsha came out of nowhere with this picture and engagement announcement to Simon. Simon is Fallon's soon to be ex-husband because they're still married.
Yeah, they're still married.
But see, here's the thing. Here's why I have the issue. Because everybody is saying you don't do that to your friend. Fallon and Porsha were not friends, okay? They were castmates. There is a difference.
Okay. What I was going to say before you gave the backstory is I was high-key embarrassed for her when she made that post. Before the backlash, before anybody hopped on it, when I saw the post, I was like, why are you pressed to announce something that is only a month? And like, it's only a month, sis. Like, what's happening? Are you about to get exposed? Are you pregnant? Like, what's going on?
It's giving pregnant. It's giving, let me get ahead of this new chick story.
Our storyline.
A storyline.
It was like either
it's
or.
It's something weird going on.
It was embarrassing. And I just kind of was just like,
I thought it was a joke.
Because okay, hold on, let me pull it up because the way it was
it was the timing right after the reunion,
the words that were said too. It was just kind of like
it didn't feel realistic to me. I was very like I was laughing like when I saw it. I'm like, yeah, right, girl, that is not your man. But then because people were already questioning when she was posting the Mother's Day pictures with Simon and Dennis.
But this is how she starts it off. The very first sentence. This is how she starts it off. Our relationship began a month ago. Yes, we are crazy in love. At that point, I'm like, what the fuck? Porsha? What is happening?
She doesn't even talk like that.
I know it's fast, but we are living life each day to its fullest. I choose happiness every morning and every night, tuning out all negative energy and only focus on positive wishes. He makes me feel so happy, and to me, that is what matters. For all of you all that need facts, I get the optics, but Simon filed for divorce from a previous marriage, so now she don't even know Fallon. She don't even know
her name.
She don't even know her. From a previous marriage in January, I had nothing to do with their divorce filing. That's between the two of them. Fallon and I are not friends. Okay, now she know her name again. Okay. We're not friends, and Simon's divorce has been settled. No, it hasn't. Our relationship is a positive, loving step forward in everybody's life. Simon and Dennis are committed to be like the whole like. Do you hear how it sounds?
It's very PR-ish. It's very somebody else wrote it for you. Damage control. See, here's the thing. Like I was saying, like Porsha and Fallon were not friends. Okay, they actually Dennis and Simon do business together,
which is even more fucked up. I don't care what nobody says.
I'm not saying this isn't fucked up. I think it's fucked up, but to her point of saying her and Fallon weren't friends, so she doesn't have any allegiance to her. I understand that part because they're not friends. They don't really know each other besides the show. Now, once she went to Fallon's house and they had the pool, she was swimming in the pool and she met Simon, and it was very weird. That episode with the whole, when they first met and they fist bumped, and it was just, I was thinking like, were they talking then, or did she just meet him in that moment? Like, I don't know what the timeline is.
She didn't just meet. I don't think she just met him in that moment. However, I think that's why. I agree with Tammy. You saw Tammy?
Yeah, I saw Tammy.
I agree with what she was saying in terms of, okay, even if you did not know her and she was not a real friend of yours or whatever have you, at the end of the day, you worked with her. So you guys built some type of rapport. You were filming together.
Right.
You were introduced. to the world as friends.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Even if you guys weren't friends. So you went out and did things like you guys were friends. And I'm sure you guys were cool. Because y'all were filming together. You know what I'm saying? So then at that point, that's where it became like the whole girl code of if you invite me to your house for work, whatever, and I meet your husband, yeah, you can look at me like I'm a shiesty ass bitch. If I come out and I'm like, oh, me and so we're together now, and I wasn't really friends with Vee.
Right.
Like what?
No, I'm not saying that the whole situation is fucked up. It's fucked up.
I don't think they were friends.
But
like, hey
they
girl, how you doing?
Right.
Like, no.
They were TV friends and they were acquaintances at best.
Right.
But it's just messy.
It is.
I want to jump to this new girl. So she told. Did you see her side of the story? Where her wig. Her wigs are horrible. I don't know what's going on, but they are very wig store. The blonde. There's no like front. It's like you know how those hair store wigs on the mannequins are like just there. There's no lace. There's no part. There's no nothing. It's just hair. That's what's going on. Like, girl, you got all this stuff. You got all these bags, and you going here and going there. You could get some better wigs. I don't even know how she pulled Simon. I guess just being young
and fun.
But
that's embarrassing.
It's very embarrassing because the timeline. It's like she just met him on March 30th. Like, that was not that long ago.
Hold on, the blonde?
Yes.
Oh, Lord.
They met on March 30th. That was the first time they met, and he went to her house for 2 hours that night and just complained about Fallon. Talk about how she's a narcissist and she's manipulative and all this stuff, crying about her all night. And then he ended up taking her out in the Ferrari, and he's the one who took the videos of her in the Ferrari. He's the one who took the pictures. So it's like he didn't even think about Porsha. Porsha wasn't even a topic of any thought, discussion. She didn't even know about Porsha. So it's like, Porsha, aren't you embarrassed?
But didn't she try to say it wasn't real or something?
Who, Porsha?
Yeah, one of them.
I don't know.
But when she made that post, I just knew it was gonna go downhill.
It was bad.
Because one, he's not even fully divorced. So why would he jump out of one marriage right into another one? You're not just saying y'all are dating.
Right.
You're saying, hey, he put a ring on it. We're engaged. We're in love.
Very similar ring at that.
A very similar.
I would not be okay with that.
That's just his style. Stop hating.
It's not about him. That's so tacky. The whole thing is tacky. He
said it was a big ring, and she gonna love it. She likes it.
It's not enough. Like, man. Okay, he's African. Okay? Africans have multiple wives. That's their culture. So maybe he doesn't think there's anything wrong with what he's doing. But
I just feel like this is a thing that kind of bothered me, because usually I don't really care about these type of stuff, but it's just been going all downhill. I mean, they're just pulling receipt after receipt.
Yeah.
They done posted her old singing.
What did that have to do with anything? Porsha got a nice voice. She can sing.
But
Porsha
they knew what they was doing. They was being shady. They were being so shady. So it was kind of like for her brand overall, because I've actually seen people that I follow that like Porsha. Like, I've seen them say, oh, how they love Porsha. And then those same people be like, oh, yeah. They're not agreeing with that. Even if I can say, like, I think everyone can agree, okay, they probably weren't really friends. But it's just like, on the flip side of that, you said your husband or your man worked with him.
Right.
So then what are you doing?
Well, Dennis isn't her man either. And he hasn't been her man for quite some time.
Okay, well.
Your baby daddy. See, here's the thing. I don't agree at all. I think it's foul. I think that it's very messy. I think that I can't ever trust you as a friend. Like, you can never be around me ever
Hide
again
your
with my husband.
Hide your
Because now I know how you move, and it's messy, and we would literally be fighting. Like, you're not gonna be in my space no more. I can't trust you.
But like, even that's what I'm saying. She's kind of lucky Fallon isn't a crazy chick,
Right.
because
Yeah.
even if y'all weren't friends and y'all were just TV friends and y'all were working together, so y'all probably had each other's numbers,
Right.
and whatever. That would be a problem for somebody. Like, if that had been a crazy chick, oh hell no, because now you're embarrassing me too. You're embarrassing me. I'm minding my business, going through my divorce, however I'm feeling about that, and now I'm embarrassed because I'm on TV inviting you to our house together, and you sitting here talking about how you so in love with my man and he put a ring on it, and then you're telling how we ain't even friends and stuff. Now you're embarrassing me.
Yeah, Porsha wanted that man. See, here's the thing. Porsha wants that money, that lifestyle, because ain't nothing attractive about Simon. Okay? Nothing. What are you doing?
No.
Like, I'm sorry. Like,
but you don't have to. According to Kevin, you don't have to be.
Apparently, according to Kevin Samuels, you don't have to. He don't have to look like nothing. He can look like shit on a stick.
He got that.
He got that bag.
He can take care of you.
And
he can put a big ring on it.
It's giving sell my pussy to the highest bidder. Like, I can't get. I just couldn't do it. Like, I don't care how much money you have. If I'm not attracted to you, it's not gonna work. I can't do that.
But then, okay, so it just, the whole thing got messy because he came out and he said that Fallon cheated on him. Didn't he say?
I didn't hear that.
Yeah, and he was talking about how, he blamed, what role did he play in the whole divorce and situation, and he was talking about childhood trauma baggage in a sense of always wanting to save somebody, and getting in these relationships that are not really good because he feels like he wants to just save shorties, case captain save a hoe, and really you can't really save a hoe from hoism. He didn't say that. But he did say that is his part that he played, is like he feel like he want to save people and realizing he can't really save or help them with the things that they need to get for themselves. And I just was kind of like, oh my gosh.
There's just so many rumors circulating this story. Like, there was a report on one of the blogs that said that they actually provided receipts about him asking Porsha to move to Africa with him. Did you hear that?
I did.
And so she agreed, and that's allegedly the move. Like, because when I was reading something else, it said Kenya, Portia's former castmate, as if Porsha is no longer going to be on The Real Housewives. So it's like, are you really, like, what is going on? Like, are you really about to just uproot your daughter and her father's relationship so you can go move to Africa to be with this still married man? Like,
she said it's getting crazy in America.
I get that part. I would, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's wild out in these American streets.
She said it's getting crazy out here. Let me just pick up and go.
This is not like, I just would have never thought this would have been a move of Porsha's. You know what I'm saying?
She could still probably come back and film for purposes of, they do that all the time.
Africa?
Yeah, she'll just come back from Africa.
I don't see it. No, but I didn't see her being this messy. Like, I just never thought this is something she would do.
That's why it's weird. That's why people are trying to figure out, okay, why? Because she could have very much well been with Simon. And she could have did what all those people do, is they be with these people on the low. And then eventually down the line they come out and say, hey, they make an announcement, but realize they've been dating, seeing each other for months, or even for a while before they even say, look, a lot of people didn't even know Safari was Nicki Minaj's boyfriend.
For years.
Okay? So it happens all the time. The thing of it is like, why so soon? Like, why are you so pressed to say this? Y'all could have been engaged. There was a whole the chick from I know I can't think her last name is Parker. But
Oh, Phaedra Parks?
No,
Oh.
The chick from the wife and kids, my wife and kids.
Oh, Parker.
Parker, yeah. Had a whole baby. Baby is a few
Yeah.
months old.
We didn't know nothing about it.
Didn't know anything about it, and I follow her, so I've seen her post.
So do I.
And
I was like, huh? Is this
right
for a movie? Like, right. I was confused, but that's how you do it.
Yeah,
you keep your business private.
It was completely private. We didn't even know. She's been posting all through. And then boom, hey, yeah, I had a baby.
Yeah.
And her baby looked big, so her baby's been here.
Been here.
Okay.
That's how you have your private life.
So my whole thing is Porsha knew that this was gonna be messy.
Of course.
And she did it anyway, and so then it's like, okay, why? Why did you do it?
I really hope you're not pregnant, Porsha.
I hope it's
like
not
the
pregnancy
worst.
Or because then I also would refuse to believe that you're just a week or two pregnant and you're announcing this.
No, she would be already
months.
like a few months,
exactly.
like 4.
So that's what I'm saying. So now you're lying. Now then you're telling a lie.
Your
so
whole timeline is off.
I hope that she's not pregnant because I would refuse to believe that she's 2 weeks into her pregnancy making this grand announcement she could have waited for.
No.
And then I hope it's not for a storyline either.
But she didn't need a storyline. Porsha was lit. Like, there was no reason for this, for a storyline. It just would not make sense.
So that's why it's kind of giving either somebody was trying to expose, or she knew somebody was going to expose
I think
them.
That's what it was. I think she was trying to get ahead of the exposure.
And she was just like, let me just hurry up and put this out here.
Right.
Or she's pregnant, and we're about to see said baby bump, and she's just like, look, let me just put this out here now so I can enjoy the rest of my pregnancy. Get this over with.
This story reminds me of something that happened to me like a long time ago. So this was like high school. I think this was my senior year of high school. And I know this happens in high school probably all the time. I was friends with this girl. Her name was Lindsay. We were like super close. We were always together. And I was seeing this dude. He was like probably the finest boyfriend I ever had. So I was like in love. And, you know, he had like this dope ass SUV, picked me up from school. I was lit. Like, I was that bitch because I was getting picked up by this dude. So yeah, like he had a friend with him. So she came with us. And then we went back to my house and we were all chilling at my house or whatever. And she wasn't sitting next to the friend. She was all in my dude's face. And it was like, I'm like observing because that's what I do. I don't ever just, you know what I'm saying? I always sit back and I just watch.
Right.
And I legit watch these two hold hands for a good 2 minutes. And you know, 2 minutes is a long time to be holding somebody else's hand. So I'm just watching this hand hold. And I'm like, what the fuck? What the fuck is going on in my face in my house? And she really like tried to deny, like it wasn't even like, girl, I just saw you. Like you literally, like some people just don't have loyalty. Like there is no girl code. Like they want what they want and they're just gonna get it. And I think that that's Porsha.
Well, okay, let's kind of switch gears because this week's topic is about girl code, so it's not solely about Porsha's girl code in general.
Right.
Do you think that love trumps girl code? So like we're like, okay, if you know whatever, but like if let's say there's a dude that I dealt with 10 years ago. Mm-hmm. I don't deal with that guy. I done dealt with some other guys. I'm in another relationship. I'm living my life. I'm happy, whatever. My friend, who's been my friend even 10 years ago when I was dealing with old boy that I'm no longer dealing with, they link up somehow and they hit it off. They have this instant like love at 100th sight type shit, and they start digging each other. They're feeling each other, whatever. I'm in a whole nother relationship. I'm supposedly happy, whatever. Does girl code really fit into that type of situation? Should I be bothered that you're dealing with somebody I dealt with 10 years ago.
It's the same Nat. I swear he lives here. No, I don't think that you should be bothered. However, as that friend, I would come to you first. I would say, so sis, this happened. I don't know how, like, we just have this strong connection, but I won't pursue it if it makes you uncomfortable. That's what I would do.
But why? Okay, I get that. I mean, I personally, I'm just gonna stand on this personally. I would not even want to get in a relationship with any of my friends' ex because I wouldn't want to jeopardize our friendship or just.
But it's not a want.
It's.
Have you ever connected with somebody so strong that you can't control the feelings? It's not something you want to happen. It just happens.
And I get that, but I'm more of a move by logic type of person. So for me, it just will be hard for me to even open my gates to some type of connection like that because I already know the history and whatever. And I know that females are very sensitive about that. Like, they are very like, it doesn't matter if they moved on, have a husband, a relationship, whatever. Don't let that ex be fine now and he got it popping, he got it going on. And you now you didn't have this strong deep connection with this man because he's looking good and he's on some new wave stuff. They're gonna be in their feelings about it. With that being said, because I just couldn't see myself doing that, I do acknowledge that, like you said, there are just things that you just are out of your control. Like, you know, we talk about love and we talk about it in a way where it's like you can't really control who you love. You can't really. You can't really think love through. It just happens and it's just there and whatever. So with that being said, I personally, while I couldn't see myself dating somebody's ex or whatever, I still can't be mad at somebody for dealing with, finding whomever they found.
Right.
And they've, whatever, they're in love or whatever. I can't see myself being bent out of shape about that. And even with, if like any of my friends were to deal with somebody that I dealt with, I just couldn't see myself like being like hurt, like in my feelings, like okay, like it didn't work out. We didn't work out, but maybe y'all hopefully.
Yeah, like I mean, there's two sides to that coin, right? Because then it's like you've been looking at my man, like when I was with him.
But see, don't be like that.
I know it doesn't,
right?
But
that's how you.
That's
feel.
how you would feel. That's why
feel.
A lot of women do be upset and lose the friend, fall out with the friend because they do feel like, oh, you've been checking for my dude since we was together. If you want to be with him now, I don't think like that because I'm like,
they change, they glow.
People change. Like nobody is the same as. I swear, this
is your homie.
Stop playing. He is not my homie. Like me and Jason been dealing with this Nat forever. He lives here. But anyway, it's all the lights. But yeah, I just couldn't. I personally, if I'm done with somebody, I'm done with somebody. Like you don't even exist. Like you've never even been born. Like that's how done I am with every ex that I've ever had.
No.
Like so, if one of my friends popped up dating him. You know what I'm saying? Like, good for you, but not really. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care. I really don't. I don't. But, yeah.
So, I mean, and I guess we're on the bias side because I was hoping you would disagree with me on that. We're on the same page.
We're on the same page. It doesn't happen often, y'all. We be having different opinions.
So
but, yeah.
It's giving real, like, we are, like, fuck girl code over here.
Yeah,
we clearly know. I mean, I get it, but for something like Porsha's situation, like
that's different.
That's different. Like if you were in a relationship and let's say you were in this serious relationship, right? You were in this serious relationship. And this is the thing. Maybe I'm thinking in terms of like serious relationship because there are chicks that be on that girl code stuff or just dudes that they just talk to, they just fucked a couple of times, whatever. Yeah. But if you were like in this real serious committed relationship, I think that's where it kind of would get like a little sketchy on them. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. If you were married to him,
That's different.
And then your good sis been sitting there with y'all.
Nah,
And then
she been checking him for a minute.
And then you get divorced, and then all of a sudden they're in love, and that's where it's like,
that's
okay,
where it's
what?
like, all right, yo.
What?
Yeah.
But like some situation where I feel like you guys weren't even in a serious relationship, and you guys may have just been fucking or just talking, or maybe you guys really liked each other but never really progressed into anything serious. Why are you holding on to that? Why are you holding on to that man's penis?
So there's this story. I don't want to I'm not going to say any names, but there's these two girls that I know, or that I knew, because I don't talk to either one of them now, but I knew them. And apparently the one girl had a baby with the other girl's baby's father.
Yummy.
And they fell out. But now they're cool again. But it took 3 years for them to heal from that. Because they're like, we have siblings. Let's just work it out. But apparently the baby's dad passed away.
Oh.
So they're like, let's just get no, not the baby's dad. The baby's dad and the baby. So the friend's baby passed away.
No.
And the first baby's mom is like, okay,
the baby's not here anymore, so.
But no, you know what? It was okay. I have the story reversed. The first baby's mom is the one whose baby passed away.
Okay.
But the other girl went and had a baby with the baby's dad.
Okay.
So but that's something that I don't know if I'd be able to get past. That's girl code 101.
Oh yeah, they got ties.
Yeah, children involved. So
offsprings, DNA.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm being able to forgive that one, sis. We can be cordial, but I'll never be your friend again.
But see, that's what I'm saying. If it's a serious relationship, then that's where I feel like girl code is really comes into play. But a lot of people be trying to use girl code for these little flings, and stuff like that.
Not sticking.
He didn't even like you like that. I get it. He fucked you or whatever, but he's in love with me.
Right. Period. That's how that goes. I know y'all don't like to hear it. It's hard to hear.
I mean,
but it's facts.
They really be holding on. But yeah, serious relationships, that's where I feel like it gets really tricky. And again, I'm all for love too. So I do get that even with that, some people find love, you know what I'm saying? And who am I? Who am I to say whatever? You just better be ready to maybe get your ass beat or have to fight because of it or lose a friend or whatever. But if you're 10 toes down on that love shit,
I hope it works out.
I hope it works out. Exactly.
I hope it's worth it.
Exactly.
Yeah, because 9 times out of 10 it don't be. See, there's a lot of dudes that just be for the streets, and you be jeopardizing a whole 20-year friendship for somebody who's not
for
even for some community dick. It's not.
You come all the time.
Yeah, it's not. It's never. I personally if I had a close friend like your situation, the scenario you presented, I couldn't personally do it just because I wouldn't like to know that y'all had sex. That would run through my mind all the time.
I wouldn't even care about that because I would honestly even now okay, I'm just thinking my baby daddy. I don't even can think of what it looked like, that stuff is so far removed from me.
I know, but as a new girlfriend, and being still friends with you.
Yeah, girl, you put it down.
That's weird. That's weird.
That's weird. That's why I said I personally wouldn't even have my guards will be up to prevent any type of connection with a friend's ex because you want to be able to how are we gonna talk about what we used to talk about before? I can't talk about you about my man because that was your man too.
Right.
And so now, and then even if you're cool with it, it get kind of tricky because let's say the man has changed, and now we're having conversations. You're talking to me about old man.
Positives. You said old man.
Yeah, you're talking about old man. He no problems that I have with him are not the problems that you have with him. And I just feel like that stuff just gets too tricky for me, and that just would be a complete turn off. So I wouldn't be open to any of those type of connections. But if it, like, let's say it was like 20 years later, and you ran into each, that's
what I'm thinking. Like, I'm not thinking like like a couple weeks later.
I'm talking like 5.
Yeah,
even
like
if it was 5 years,
and you
like,
bump it, or if you guys work together and you guys are just always together because you're at work, and then you play work husband, work wife, and then you start fucking like things happen in real life, like those scenarios happen. So
all the time, but mothers be with their kids, man, and what kids be with their mothers, man, and
sisters be with their sisters, man,
uncles, brothers, all of that. People do it every day.
So sad.
It's happening everywhere in a city near you. So in the house next to you, probably.
Right, the house next to you. You never know. There be some wild stuff.
It be wild. So I can't really knock that. I just think that the whole girl code. I just think with the girl code, there are women who hold it really near and dear to them, and just every dude that they've ever talked to a day in their life, they exchange numbers. Like, it is girl code. You cannot talk to that man. He didn't even like me, but it's okay. That's mine.
Right.
So you can't talk to him.
Yeah.
I think that's where it gets like too much. In a situation with bringing it back to Porsha, because Porsha was not. She said, "I'm not friends with that hoe." Say not. She didn't say that hoe. She didn't say her name at first. Okay, but let's just. She said she's not friends with her. I think that's still weird. Like, I can still see why people would say there's a bit of girl code to that, because y'all work together. It's on camera, so you stamped it. It's official. You guys were portraying friends, okay? And we're co-workers, and it's equivalent to me having a co-worker, and okay, maybe we're not best of friends, we don't talk every day, whatever, but if we work together and I introduce you to my man, whatever, or you know my man as my man, and then we're getting a divorce, like, we're not even it's not even official yet.
Right.
And you're posting my man, and you're saying, hey, look, he put a ring on it, and you're not even claiming me. I don't even know that bitch whole time. That's a girl code violation right there. That is a serious girl code violation right there. Now, if they came out a year or two later and they were whatever, okay, cool. We weren't really friends like that. We're divorced. That relationship is fine. It's put to rest, for real. It's not even put to rest.
It's not put to rest, and I really honestly don't feel like Fallon cares, to be honest. And I say that because she's not really losing anything.
I think
they've been married for 2 years. It's not that deep.
Oh yeah, 2 years. It's not.
I mean, I'm not saying that the divorce, that maybe didn't hurt when they decided to go their separate ways. I'm saying that Fallon is not losing anything. She's still gonna get paid. She's still gonna be fabulous. Yeah. She's still gonna do her thing. Yeah. She's gorgeous. She's gonna be alright. Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
she's gonna be fine. And I don't think that this is affecting her the way everybody else thinks it is. I think that she's like, whatever.
Well, I do kind of think that she may have made it a point because we didn't really know the situation. We only knew what Porsha said at first, because that's what she brought out. And Porsha said that was done. That divorce was done.
Yeah.
I think Fallon wanted it to be known when she said, I'm just focused on going through the process of divorce, letting us know that it was still ongoing. I feel like that was her way of saying, bitch. I don't think that she cared as much as we.
Yeah, I really don't think she did, because they already had the conversation of getting divorced before this even happened. Divorce just don't happen overnight.
If she's pregnant, we don't know when they. Yes, you're right. She's not breaking a home or whatever, in terms of like they were just so happy, and here comes Porsha, yeah. But a lot of people go through ups and downs and they still stay together. So even if they were having problems, I still don't think that's like a good segue or even an excuse or even an honorable
It's
mention
not.
to say, well, I didn't break up their home. They already
No.
had their
It's
whatever
definitely
issues.
not. I mean, we have to wrap it up, but honestly, I know that there's like an ulterior motive behind Porsha coming out the way that she did.
Of course.
Whether it be the pregnancy or whether it be, her being the center peach next season of Real Housewives of Atlanta. You never know, but I know that there's something else going on. This was just odd and messy and weirdly placed.
It was so random.
Very random.
Unnecessarily messy.
Yeah. So I do feel like something else is coming. Everybody's waiting for a pregnancy announcement. I guess we'll just have to wait and see.
Right.
But that's our show. So thank you guys so much for tuning in, and we will see you next week. Hey y'all, it's your girl Vee.
And your girl April Love.
And we are your hosts of Love Unlocked Talk.
If you like what you saw, please subscribe, like, and comment below. And let us know what you want us to discuss for future episodes.
Also, please follow us on Instagram at Love Unlocked LLC for updates.